Hi, welcome to my video. In this I'm going to show you what is, in my opinion, the best VPN in the USA. Now, VPN software is very useful for those of us who travel or want to access websites all over the world. Lots of websites now are restricted based on your location. And some of the best websites in the world are in the USA, which is great if you're in the USA, but not so great if you're traveling around or you're based somewhere else. For instance, I'm in the UK at the moment. I do travel a bit, and one of the sites that I use quite a lot is one called Hulu. You might be familiar with it. It's a media site that's available only to the US. If you try and access it from the UK, you'll get this message, or anywhere else outside the USA. So you'll get this message saying blah, 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 it's only watchable from the United States. Okay, so you can actually watch Hulu outside the USA if you use a VPN. Now, at this point, I should point out that a proxy won't work, okay? Proxy will work with some websites, but not Hulu, for instance. The reason is it can actually detect when a proxy is being used. A VPN is harder to detect and will work. Some VPNs will work with Hulu. So let me just close this down and I'll show you the VPN I use. Not particularly just for USA, but for lots of different websites. Here it is. It's called Identity Cloaker. It sits in my taskbar. On my PC. I also have it set up on my iPad and my smartphone, and I can use it just the way. I can't use the software then, I have to set a VPN manually, but it's all the same subscription. Basically, it's called Identity Cloaker, and it allows me to connect basically to a secure encrypted tunnel, which is what a VPN is, to any of the Identity Cloaker servers all over the world. So there's hundreds of servers here. There's lots of UK ones. There's lots of UK ones because it's very popular to access BBC iPlayer and stuff like that, and UK television sites. There's loads of US ones, which I'm going to show you in a minute, and ones in Spain, France, Canada, Russia, Germany, Switzerland, you name it. It's quite a few there. There's some in Australia as well, if you want to access Australian content. So now I'm going to show you the main settings. It's very, very advanced. I don't think there's any sort of VPN client, certainly on outside the real heavy business stuff, that is as sophisticated as Identity Cloaker. But I'm not going to go through all the settings. But if you're concerned about privacy, there is lots and lots of settings there. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is just look at the main screen and show you how it works. Basically, you just click and connect each server as you want. So if I want to watch Hulu, I need to scroll down and find a US server. So I'll connect the fastest US server to me at the moment. And it's one of these. So I just double click. I've had to obscure these. It's better to keep the IP addresses hidden. Excuse me. Because potentially they could be blocked by a service provider, or if they're on YouTube videos and stuff like that. So we just keep them obscured here. Right, so now I'm connected, okay? Now the one setting you need to look at as well is you can set your encryption level here. Now, whether you use that, if you're using it for security, obviously I'd put the strongest encryption in. For instance, if you were trying to access, you want to access your bank account or your PayPal account, and you're maybe using unsecured Wi-Fi in a internet cafe or a hotel or somewhere like that, set the encryption either strong or maximum. It's a very small impact on speed, not much, but that it's worth doing for these, and it keeps all your connection secure then. If you're just watching video or streaming video, you can turn the encryption down to none. I normally leave it set as strong because honestly it doesn't really impact the speed too much. Identity Cloaker has got a compression algorithm in that can actually speed up your connection. Sometimes it's actually quicker with the encryption than it is without. Also, some ISPs throttle speeds based on where you're accessing, so they might throttle your Netflix account, for instance. If you were trying to access Netflix or video streaming, they'll restrict access. Some ISPs do that, but if you encrypt it with Identity Cloak, they won't see what sort of traffic it is. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Hulu and show you how the US VPN is up now. So although I'm in the UK, I should be able to, I don't get that message there. Let me go and find something to watch. Family Guy I always like. And let me just see, well, let's just pick an episode. Here, and you can see it streams perfectly well. That's because I'm now linked to the Identity Cloaker's encryption server in the USA, so my entire connection is based on the UK. Well, I'm just going to stop this, but you can see it's running fine now, and you'll find my Google account now will go to google.com because it thinks I'm American, thinks I'm in the US, so all my browsing will be basically US based. So that's something to bear in mind. If you go to Amazon, you'll go to the amazon.com site, so it's not something you want set all the time, because if you'll usually want your localized information, so you want to go to your local Amazon or your local version of Google, basically because you want the information tailored to your where you actually are. But just use the VPN when you want to bypass blocks, so I can go to any different site now. If I wanted to go to watch BBC iPlayer, I'd either switch to a British server. Want to go to a Canadian site, there's some great Canadian media sites, try those, CATV. You just switch to a Canadian server. It's very easy to use. It's so fast you won't notice any speed difference from your normal browsing. I certainly don't. The only one that slows down slightly, I find, is the Australian one for me, and there's a bit of a lag there, but it might be different for you. Anyway, so this is my USA VPN of choice, Identity Cloaker. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.